Hi everyone, this is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to do some Booktuber shoutouts. Now, with the recent YouTube decision to demonetize Booktubers with under 1,000 subscribers, there's been a lot of these Booktuber shoutout videos going around, and I think they're great. One of the best aspects of being a booktuber is the very welcoming community where everybody is just so nice to each other and kind. And in the spirit of all of that, because I have been shouted out by several different booktubers recently, I wanted to share the love as well. And so today I'm going to talk about 10 booktubers whose channels I very much enjoy, all of whom have under 1,000 subscribers, all of whom I think deserve far more attention and views on their channels because they create really awesome content and I love to watch them. Now, I've chosen these 10 simply because these are the 10 that came up first on my list of channels that I subscribe to. Certainly there are very many more booktubers that I watch and subscribe to, and I would be remiss to not mention some of the larger booktube channels who have been very welcoming to me. I've only had my channel since last spring, so it hasn't even been a year, and everybody's just been so welcoming and friendly. And particularly I wanted to thank again Mercedes over at Mercy's Bookish Musings, Mel over at Mel's Bookland Adventure, and Doris at All the Books, because all three of those very nice ladies shouted me out or tagged me in a video and really increased my visibility when I first started putting up videos on my booktube channel. So let's just get started with the smaller booktubers that I would like you to be aware of if you're not already, and hopefully you'll find some new content that you can enjoy as well. The first person I'd like to mention is Richardson Reads. Richard has a smaller channel, but he is excellent. He lives in Vermont. He does a lot of bookshelf tours, and he also talks a lot about history books, historical fiction, or actually nonfiction history books, biographies, that type of thing. And his sci-fi reviews are excellent as well. He did a video about Old Man's War by John Scalzi that really convinced me that I should give that book a whirl. I very much enjoy his laid-back style. He has a very New England manner about him that I find very it just speaks to me because I'm from New England as well, and his New England manner just is like, yeah, it relaxes me. So definitely check Richardson Reads out, and I will link all of these down below, of course. The second person I'd like to mention is Sean the Book Maniac. Sean is a recent channel that I have subscribed to. I first encountered him as a guest on the Reading Envy podcast, which I very much enjoy. And he, in the last few months, has started his own booktube channel. He is a Canadian who's currently living in Japan, I believe, and he reads a wide variety of things, but he is not afraid to bail on a book, and he's not afraid to tell us why he's bailed on those books. And he's recently started some tipsy videos as well, which I find very amusing and very much enjoy, so definitely check him out. The next channel I'd like to mention is Bookie Laura. This channel, Laura at Bookie Laura, is I think a teacher or works in some way with children, so she does a lot of children's fiction, middle grade, YA type reviews, which I find very interesting. She has a very dry sense of humor as well, which I enjoy. I like her style. I find her to be quite amusing. She had a very excellent discussion video that she put up recently about YouTube's decision to demonetize smaller channels, which I found really useful and enlightening, and I think you should check her out. Obviously, all of these I think you should check out, or I wouldn't be shouting them out, would I? So I'll try to stop saying that, repeating myself. Okay, number 4 on this list is Chris over at Chris's Bookish Cauldron. Again, Chris reads a variety of different genres, which is very interesting. He gives his wrap-ups and his reviews with a lot of insight and eloquence. I really appreciate how thoughtful he is about his reviews. Just recently, he's done a video where he reviews Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, which is a fantasy novel, and I just loved it. It was a takedown video. I mean, Chris did not enjoy that book, but it was so spot on in his critique of it, and I just found it great. I just loved it because that's a book that, you know, a lot of people really enjoy and really love. So you don't often hear critiques of it, and I just found myself nodding along and agreeing with everything Chris said. So definitely would recommend his channel. Number 5 is Leah from Hide and Seek. Leah is Australian. She's an Australian booktuber, and most of her recommendations center around Australian authors, and particularly recently she has noted several Aboriginal or Indigenous authors from Australia, and they sound amazing and so interesting. And I have not read very many Australian authors, and so I love her recommendations. Also, she sometimes posts her videos or produces her videos from her pharmacy where she works, and those are just fantastic. And her production quality is super great. I just really enjoy watching her videos in all aspects. Number 6 is a channel that is newer to me, but I'm very much enjoying it and working my way through her back videos, and that is Maggie over at Maggie Chats Books. Maggie has probably the most soothing and lovely voice of anybody I watch on BookTube, and I just very much appreciate that. She reads, she's reading a lot of female authors in the month of February, and I have found it very interesting to watch her videos about the female authors that she has on her TBR that are new to her and what she plans to read this month, and I just am very much enjoying her content, so definitely check her out as well. Number 7 is Mia Moreno. Mia has a lovely, lovely Spanish accent, and she reads very diversely. She recently did a review of The Changeling by Victor Lavalle, which I had read for Russell over at Ink and Paper Blogs channel's book group. And she did an excellent job reviewing that book and really pointed out a lot of the details of it. She was just so eloquent about it and really helped me sort of gel my thinking as well about that book, which is one of the things I just love about BookTube, is when somebody can articulate things about a book that I can agree with or maybe disagree with, but it really helps me shape my own thinking and articulate my own thoughts about a book. So Mia has been doing some excellent content. She also just recently did a video about big books that she'd like to read that are on her shelves in 2018, and her description of Don Quixote, I mean, watch the video just for her summary of what Don Quixote is about. I just loved it. It was hilarious. Number 8 is Emily Sears. Emily is another channel that I've recently come to. Emily is a librarian, and she has a very funny and bubbly personality. I really enjoy her videos for her humor and how she talks about books with so much enthusiasm. Emily is also one of the hosts of March Mystery Madness coming up next month. So check her out, especially for that video, which she details the prompts for March Mystery Madness, and her enthusiasm is infectious, and I am sure that you'll want to participate once you have seen that video. Number 9 is Jessica Reads Things, another Canadian booktuber who has awesome production qualities in her videos. She is very well spoken. Her wrap-ups are awesome. I very much love the way that she's able to get through a lot of material in a very coherent way, and just she seems so put together. I wish I was as put together as she is. She also loves Korean pop music and Korean TV and movies, and I find that fascinating, knowing absolutely nothing about any of those topics. And I would recommend that you check out her channel, especially for those things that maybe you don't know anything about, like I didn't. So that's awesome. And number 10, but last but certainly not least, is Cheryl over at CR Flames Fan. Cheryl is another Canadian booktuber, and as her channel name suggests, is a huge hockey fan. She reads a lot of different types of books, but she's very well read in historical fiction area and historical mysteries. She also reads fantasy, nonfiction, just a lot of variety of different things. I love her reviews of what she's reading, and she participated, as did Jessica, the previous channel. Both of them participated in Vlogmas this year. I really enjoyed their Vlogmas videos. And Cheryl in particular did a board game recommendation video where she actually showed us the game pieces and the game boards and took us through how you would play some of the games that she really enjoys herself. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. What a great idea for a video to talk about games that you love. And I really very much enjoyed that particular video. So those are 10 booktubers that I have really been enjoying, and will continue to watch and enjoy for a long time to come, I hope. And I hope that in this list is some folks that you hadn't heard of before, and that you go check out their channels, because they're all excellent booktubers and really deserve far more subscribers than they have. Again, I would like to thank everybody that has shouted me out in the recent last weeks and months, and everybody that's been so kind to me as I've developed my channel. This community is just tremendous. It's one of the best aspects of doing BookTube is the community, as everyone says. I totally agree with that, and I look forward to talking with you all in the comments and through your videos into the future. Thanks everyone. Talk to you later.